Hey guys, how's it going? Enough said here. Hope everyone's doing well. It is Thursday night, April 19th, 2018. Have a quick video tonight, a little pre-war card assortment. I've done some videos like this in the past. Actually, only have 3 cards to show you tonight. So let's get right into it. First one is here in front of you. This is a 1916 Famous and Barr Sam Agnew card. And Sam Agnew was on the Red Sox in 1916, as it says on the bottom there, but the image here shows him in a St. Louis uniform. I think it's actually a pretty cool pose. These cards from 1916 have a bunch of different advertising backs. Famous and Barr is not a rare back. But I think it actually looks pretty cool. And Sam Agnew played from 1913 to 1919 with the St. Louis Browns, Boston Red Sox, and Washington Senators. He won a World Series with the Red Sox in 1918. Had a career .204 batting average with 2 home runs and 98 RBIs. But a kind of interesting story about Sam Agnew. On June 30th, 1916, while playing with Boston against the Senators, Senators shortstop George McBride threw his bat at Carl Mays, the pitcher for the Red Sox, who had just hit him with a pitch. This caused a large fight, and Sam Agnew reportedly punched the Senators' manager, who was Hall of Famer Clark Griffith. And Agnew was arrested on the field, taken to jail, and Boston manager Bill Kerrigan had to bail him out. Later, all the charges were dropped, but kind of an interesting story. And Sam Agnew is probably best remembered for being the catcher for both of Babe Ruth's pitching victories in the 1918 World Series. All right, so that is Sam Agnew with the Famous and Barr advertising back. Next up, we have Wally Schang, whose last name is misspelled on this card here. His name was actually spelled Schang. This is a 1919 W514 strip card. This set is probably one of the more popular strip card sets. There's 120 cards in the set. Kind of crude drawings of the players, but I think they actually don't look bad. There's some strip sets that actually look worse than this. These are all blank backs. And kind of because of the quality of the artwork and the blank backs and the fact that a lot of them are cut really poorly because they were hand cut, you can get strip cards for relatively inexpensive, relatively cheap. And there's a lot of big name Hall of Famers in this set. Babe Ruth, Joe Jackson, Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson. The cards were originally issued in strips of 10, and they were distributed as a promotion with purchases at grocery stores and candy stores. They were given out and cut into cards. Wally Schang played from 1913 to 1931. Had a career .284 batting average, 59 home runs, and 710 RBIs. He was a 4-time World Series champion. A lot of people consider Schang to be the greatest offensive catcher of the dead ball era, so that's pre-1920. But on the flip side of that, he holds the AL record for most errors by a catcher with 218 errors in his career. So I'm going to talk more about the strip cards. I've actually been planning for a while to make a video on collecting pre-war cards on a budget. And going to talk more about the strip cards, which are a great way of getting some big name Hall of Famers for pretty cheap. Some of the cards, actually look pretty nice. So that's Wally Schang. And finally today, we have Luke Krieger. And this card is from the 1906 Fan Craze set, which was actually a board game, and came with the whole set of cards. The American League player cards have blue backs, and the National League have red backs. And a lot of these cards that are slabbed are mislabeled as having been made in 1904. Both PSA and SGC were labeling the American League cards as being made in 1904, but I think they've both corrected that now, and accurately describing them as having been made in 1906. When I bought this card, it actually was in a PSA 7 holder, but the card had a really, or the case rather, had a really obtrusive fingerprint inside the case that kind of bothered me. It was really easily visible. I never had seen that before, a fingerprint inside the case, and so that kind of bothered me. So I just cracked it out of the slab, and I'm fine with the card like this. The Fan Craze set is another relatively inexpensive set with lots of Hall of Famers, and having been made in 1906, it kind of fills in a gap where a period of time where there weren't a lot of sets. There was the famous E107 Bryce Williams set, which was made in 1903, which has a lot of these same players, but that set, the cards are very expensive, very rare. You practically never see them. So, for relatively inexpensively, you can get some nice Hall of Famers from this Fan Craze set. Some people don't care for it because it was, issued, as part of this board game. But anyhow, Lou Krieger is known for being basically Cy Young's kind of personal catcher. He had a very close relationship with Cy Young, and caught the majority of his wins. He was on the same teams as Cy Young from 1897 to 1908, and changed from team to team with Cy Young. He was on the Cleveland Spiders, the St. Louis Perfectos, who then became the Cardinals, and the Red Sox, and caught 283 of Cy Young's wins. He was also the Red Sox first opening day catcher, and in Red Sox history in 1901, and caught every inning of the 1903 World Series. So that is Lou Krieger, 1906 Fan Craze. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's it for today. Hope everyone has a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.